How's it going, everyone? I'm Coach Sean, and today I've got Jifu and Claire, and we're going to make a pizza from scratch. So as part of the Back to Basics program, we're using fresh ingredients, not buying anything from Domino's, no microwave meals, real fresh ingredients, and we're going to make with our own hands. Remember, before you start touching food with your hands, make sure your hands are nice and clean. The yeast, dried yeast, is going to activate with the sugar and the warm water. So we're going to go 1 cup, 1/3 of a cup of warm water into each of these bowls. There you go, if you hold that out there. What the warm water does, it helps the yeast activate. And you should really see the, thank you. Roughly 1/3 of a cup. We can add more if we need it. And then just get your spoon and just give that a really light stir. If we used cold water, it wouldn't activate. You should be able to smell that already, like bready, like fresh bread sort of smell. That's the yeast. And if you just leave it there, and we have to leave that for 10 minutes. And slowly but surely, you'll see the yeast starting to kind of argue back with you and bubble up. That's when you know it's activating, and that's what we want to see. But yeah, you should smell that kind of fresh bread sort of smell already. So we need to leave that there for 10 minutes and then go on to the next stage. How does everyone here chop peppers? Do you go around the edge?
No, I chop them.
Do you?
I chop the top off.
Yeah.
And then I like chop it in half.
Yeah.
Get all the seeds
You come and show me if you want. Do you want to do little strips of pepper?
No, it's just like that.
That's how, yeah, that's how I do it. Like kind of strip it around the outside. Nice. Need your food, yeah.
Yeah.
So now the yeast, sugar and warm water has had 10 minutes, and you can see how that's activated there. So we know we're ready to go there. So now we want to put just under a cup of flour into our bowl. So almost fill this cup. Doesn't have to be an exact absolute science. We don't want that much. Roughly a full cup just underneath into your bowl there. Happy to do that, Jifu? So just under a full cup. Perfect. You're doing that better than I did. Straight into the bowl. Perfect. Once we've got the flour into the bowl, all we're doing in this bowl is combining the ingredients. The kneading and everything is going to happen thereafter on the table. Brilliant. Right, so then we're just going to go straight in with the mixture. Before we get our hands in there though, we want to put 1 tablespoon of olive oil. This will make all the difference to the pizza base. Good quality olive oil makes all the difference too. Perfect. Brilliant. Thank you. And then we're just going to get in with our fingers. Hands are nice and clean already, and we're just going to combine the ingredients. We're not kneading at this point. We're just literally combining the ingredients until we get kind of a sticky ball. We want to do this for a couple of minutes.
Do I need a bit more flour in there?
You can do, yeah, absolutely. Keeping that together, we'll end up with a sticky ball of dough that kind of still sticks to your fingers a little bit like that. There you go. You can see yours coming together nicely there. Is that better, is it, Claire?
Yeah.
Brilliant. I just need a tad more warm water in mine. And as you can see, this is really test and adjust. So if you need to add a little bit of something, just go ahead and do it.
bit sticky.
Bit sticky, that's all right. Yeah, maybe a little bit more flour, just a tiny little sprinkling more. But then what we're going to do is put some flour down on the table, and we're going to knead it for like 10 or so minutes. We're really just combining the ingredients at this point. The real work happens in a minute. So it should be kind of sticking to your fingers still at this point. There we go. That'll soon, there you go. You've got that perfect there, Jafu. Still kind of lightly sticking to your fingers, but really, really combined well. Mine's probably a little too sticky at this point. But it's really a game of testing and adjusting as well. I'm going to pinch a bit of that flour too, Claire. Just a little sprinkling on there. And that's the thing with this, it does take a little bit of hard work. A little bit more flour. There we go. So at this point, it doesn't look pretty, but it will after it's been kneaded. We kneaded it for 10 minutes until it's really nice and smooth. So now, that's looking much better now. Your twos are looking much better than mine, actually. But yeah. So what we're going to do now is spread some flour out on the table and get the dough onto that, and then we're really going to get into it and knead it until we've got a nice, smooth ball of dough. So now we've combined all the ingredients, and now we want to get it onto the table, and this is where the real work starts. We're going to knead it until that turns into a perfectly small ball of pizza dough. So this is the bit we need to get messy, so you just want to get your flour, sprinkle it around so it doesn't stick to the table. Be fairly liberal with it. We can always dust the flour off at the end if we need to. There you go, Jafu. Then we're going to literally take a ball, which is still fairly sticky to the touch, into the flour, and then we're going to start kneading. Really getting the palm of your hand in there, the base of your hand. Enough flour so it doesn't stick, basically. And you want to do this for 10 minutes. Unfortunately, it does take a bit of time to get it perfectly smooth. Jafu's is looking good already. But yeah, it takes a good 10 minutes. Everyone will have their own little technique of doing this, but you get kind of the palm of your hand, the bottom of it. Use your body, keep your arm straight to press it down. And it does take a good 10 minutes to get it to a nice smooth dough that will bake properly and give you that nice crusty pizza. This will make roughly a 12-inch pizza, thin crust. I always prefer thin crust. How about you? Or do you prefer the thick? Yeah, I like thin crust. You can taste the toppings more then. That's perfect food. That's it. You just have to keep working it. That's it, Claire. So you knead it down and then turn it back in on itself, press down again, and it's just really repeating that over and over and over. You'll end up where you don't need the flour as well. And so I can feel mine slightly sticking to my hand a bit there, so I'll just get a little bit more flour in and keep kneading. So you're literally just pressing it down, folding it over, pressing it back down. There's no exact sign to this. You want your pizza to look rustic, not perfectly round like you get in the shops. Everything always tastes better when you've done the hard work yourself as well. And it's so cheap to do this. You've seen it, it's just flour, sugar, yeast. So cheap compared to a pizza that you'd buy from, nearly said the name then, but one of the major well-known pizza outlets. You can use both hands if you want. The reason you need it for 10 to 15 minutes is because you want it at the point where it's almost elastic and you can stretch the pizza It's almost opaque without tearing. There is another stage after this, and that's, we put it back in the bowl and we let it rise for 2 hours, between 1.5 and 2 hours. And you'll see the difference, it'll probably double in size. And it's not till that point till we start really stretching the pizza out around the base. You're doing great there, how are you getting on?
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. If you kind of fold it back over on itself and just keep working it into itself. You can buy the ready-made pizza dough, but you know, it's probably 6 or 7 times the price of making this yourself. And this way you're developing your cooking skills, and there's just something satisfying about making it yourself from scratch. This is great to do as a group as well, if you're doing some group cooking. Everyone likes all the different toppings. We were just debating about whether pineapple is an acceptable topping on a pizza. What do you think, Jaffu? Do you have pineapple on your pizza?
Yes.
Would you, Claire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So I said 10-15 minutes roughly, but you'll know it's ready when you get a perfectly smooth ball of dough. As you can see, that's still, you can see like the cracks running through it. It'll be perfectly smooth after 10 minutes or so, and you'll just know. And when I show you the finished article, you'll see it will just be a perfectly smooth ball of dough. See how it's kind of getting there now on the top? There won't be much mottling or cracks. It'll just be perfectly smooth. Once we get to the part where we're laying the pizza out, there's so many different ways you can do that to get a thicker crust and things like that there. I think it's the is it the Napoli way, where they push the air into the crust. That's the hardest way to make one. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to make a nice thin crust pizza. How are you getting on, Claire? All good?
Yeah, I think so.
It's looking good to me. You want to try and get that ball shape at the end, so it's a perfectly smooth ball. Obviously you can see it's still threads running through mine. You just have to, the only thing that gets it is time and a bit of elbow grease. Yours is looking really good there, Jaffu. It's starting to look really nice and smooth, and so is yours, Claire. I think I put maybe a tad too much flour in mine initially. Get my excuses in. Not long left now, a couple more minutes. You see it's really starting to take on a nice, kind of smooth, you roll it into a perfect ball. You all right there, Claire?
Yeah.
It's looking good. Same with that, Jaffu. It's probably already there. And you can just imagine how cheap this is. It's just flour, sugar, dry yeast, a bit of water, a little bit of olive oil. You know, easily under 50p, I'd say, combined, if you split the cost down just for the base. So you can see how cheap making your own is compared to buying from one of the well-known pizza chains. There you go. I can really see them starting to smooth out now, and if you could roll it into like a really nice perfect ball. There you go, that's the technique there, Claire, rolling it around like the pros. And you want just a kind of almost like a burger sort of shape finishing up with. You're never going to get it perfectly smooth, that's just the aim. Brilliant. Perfect, Claire. So once we've got our dough like that, gets a sweat on that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. That's really good. You both absolutely nailed it there. And all we're going to do is back into our bowl, let it sit in there. Then you want to go between 1.5 hours and 2 hours, piece of cling film over the top, and you'll see it slowly rise in size. So now that's rested for 2 hours and you can see it's risen considerably. But a lot of that is going to be air. So when it's like this, you just want to get your hand, make a fist, and you just push that air out, and you can hear it. There you go, there you go, see that, all that air just come out of the side. Push that air out. We've taken the dough out of the bowl, and now we're getting it back down, giving it a final little knead. But now what we're gonna do is, trying to keep a rough circular shape, just really start pressing it down. We wanna get that pizza shape now. Want this to be, the goal is to get it as long and crispy as you can without tearing the bread. So, start spreading it out like so. It's quite hard work again because it likes to spring back at you. If you need a little bit of flour on there, stop it sticking to your hands. Get it on there, really just start spreading it out. Feel free to pick it up and stretch it a little bit like so. Really gently so you don't tear the bread. Bed down, be really rough with it now. You know, like you see the Italians spinning it around on the hand. I don't know if we'll be able to do that today. I certainly can't, but stretching it out, and there you go, getting there already. If you want that nice crust at this point as well, once you've got it maybe half the size, run your fingers, your fingertips just around like that. Actually, a bit of flour on your fingers. Doesn't have to be an exact science. Mine are already looking like a square. And then press from the middle, and you'll see it kind of keeps that nice crust around the edge. And once you've kind of put that in with your fingers, you'll see you can just keep pushing out towards the edges, and you're starting to achieve that, something that resembles a pizza. If you get a little tear in it, don't worry about it. Just fold the dough back over on itself, pinch it, and you're good to go. How's everyone getting on? It's hard work, isn't it, Claire? There you go. Lovely. Yeah, feel free as well to, you're doing a marvellous job there.
It's not as easy as it looks.
No, it isn't, is it? So you can feel free to pick it up and use the weight of the pizza to stretch it out. There you go. There you go. How are you getting on, Jafu?
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, it doesn't have to be, see there, yeah. See, I've got a little tear there.
Yeah.
If you see that, easy, just pinch some dough back over the top, pinch it down, you're good to go again. I find it easier just to lay it out, same as what you're two doing in there. Just keep working it. You don't want to wear your best clothes doing this because you get covered in flour. There you go. So you want it like it is almost see-through like that. thin as you can get it without it tearing is the absolute goal. And it takes practice. The more you do it, the better you'll get. Can you smell the kind of fresh bread smell coming off it as well?
Yeah.
Now at this point, when we're kind of getting there, we start thinking about what toppings we're going to add. We'll put a nice tomato base on it. It's so easy to make this yourself, the tomato base. Again, you see a little tear, just fold a bit of dough over, pinch it down, you're good to go again. Hard work, isn't it?
Yeah.
You never achieve the perfect circle shape, but it looks more rustic like that, you know. When you see the pizzas coming out of the firewood ovens, they're never perfectly circular, they're nice and rustic, nice thick crusts. So we're almost there now. A good way to do it, stop it tearing in the middle as well, is start stretching out the edges. Get a good sweat on doing this as well. It's warm today as well. When you start getting it really quite thin, you will be prone to a few more tears, but just same again, fold it over, pinch it down, you're good to go again. See, you're looking good there, Jifu. Looking really good. Oh, brilliant. Really good. How's it feeling, texture-wise? Feel like it's ready to cut? The size is looking good as well, so I think we're about there now. We're ready to put the toppings on?
Yeah.
Lovely. So, now onto the toppings. First, just before we put the tomato base on, make sure you've not got any tears. Make sure you've not got any tears in. If you have, just mend them as we said before. Fold a bit of dough over and pinch it down. Lovely. So then we literally want to get our tomato base. You can use anything for this. Make your own with a little bit of garlic, basil, and tinned tomatoes or passata. And you just want to put a scoop on there, then run it around the pizza. Just using the base of the spoon, really gentle, just to rub it around. You want to be fairly liberal with it, but you don't want to completely soak it. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, put as much as you want on there. You don't generally want to soak it, but that's so far so good. Yeah, probably another spoon on there if you want to put more on there. Are you happy with that? There you go. There you go. That's looking better. Lovely. Perfect. There we go, boom, straight in the middle. There you go, no messing about. That's the way to do it.
Need a bit more.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, and use the underside of the spoon just to smooth it all around, and there you go. Yeah, probably another scoop on there, maybe 2.
Smells lovely, doesn't it?
Oh, it smells lovely, doesn't it? It smells like the basil and
Yeah.
garlic. So easy to make this yourself as well. Really, really cheap, yeah. It's just chopped tomatoes out of a tin, basil, garlic, a little bit of salt and pepper. And now this is the fun bit, where we choose whichever toppings we want. We've got, you should have mozzarella every time, the classic cheese, but it's totally up to you. If we'll go back to the pineapple debate again, a lot of people wouldn't even entertain the idea of putting pineapple or fruit on a pizza. I kind of like it, the contrast of like the saltiness and the sweetness. So completely personal choice with how you put these on or what you want to put on. But I always like to start with, obviously, the tomato base first, and then a hard cheese. This is Parmesan, forgot the name there. And I just like a light sprinkling of that straight over the tomato sauce. Totally up to you. It's a bit of a stronger tasting cheese. Totally up to you if you want to put that on or not. Jifu's going straight in there with it. Lovely. I just like putting that on the tomato sauce as a personal. Perfect. Lovely, Claire. Mozzarella, take a nice big handful, and just gently sprinkle it over the pizza.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a little bit more than that. I'm hungry. Yeah, in there like that. Mozzarella. And you can already see it's starting to build up nicely there. Lovely. I kind of like to use a second cheese as well. Red Leicester, this one. Do you not like that one?
Nah.
No?
Yeah.
I kind of like it. I like the look of it as well, where you get different contrasting colours of the cheeses. Do you want any of that? No?
No.
No. Do you want some of that, Claire?
Yeah.
Feel free to use more mozzarella if you want them. Then we're going to go in with some basil leaves, if you so wish. You don't have to. This is fresh basil. Using fresh basil, I know people like to put the full leaves on. I like to tear them up a little bit. Kind of releases the flavour once you do that. Can you smell that already when you start to... Should be rough and ready with it. Yeah, just pull a load off, yeah. There you go. So I just kind of like to tear bits of the leaf up. Some people just put 3 or 4 leaves whole across the pizza. I like to tear it up. Kind of releases the flavour when you do that. And then with your veggies, so I'm going to put some peppers on mine. No exact science to this. You see some people who line them up perfectly and this, that, the other. I kind of like the rustic look, where it's a little bit rough and ready. Everything's all over the pizza. Then I'm going to go in with some, if you so wish, ham. A bit of protein in there. Over the top there. Arguably that could go on underneath the cheese, but it's all about experimenting, seeing what you like, changing until you get your perfect pizza. Do you put pineapple on a pizza? Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to get a knife and cut these down a little bit smaller, unless you like the big chunks on there. There we go. I think everyone here likes pineapple on the pizza, don't they? So we're in good company. Brilliant. Yeah, that's it, use it all up. I'm just going to chop a little bit up and put it on mine as well. Then we're good to go. There's just one more little thing we need to do. No pizza is complete until we've drizzled a little bit of olive oil on there. Spread them out. No perfect science once again. And then the olive oil, a really, really fine drizzling. So I tend to put my thumb over there and just a real light drizzling over the pizza. Makes all the difference. Lovely. Oh, perfect. Excellent. So now we're ready to go in the oven, but before that, we're going to get it onto the pan. We're going to get the olive oil again. And you just literally, we've been using the hands for all this. I just kind of rub a little bit on there like that. Just a really light coating on the pan. Then we're ready to go. Should have said at the beginning of this, get your oven nice and hot before you put these in. You want it on its hottest temperature. We want to cook these fast and hot. So first up, we're going to put Jafu's pizza in. It's looking great there, it's smelling great too. Oven as hot as you can. We want to cook these fast and hot. Next up, we've got Claire's pizza. Again, looking great, smelling great. I'm going to go in the oven as well. So now you take a quick look in. That's taken 6 minutes, but you'll see the cheese bubbling. Nice browning of the crust around the edges there. That's when you know it's ready. Look at that. You can just hear the undercarriage, nice and crispy. And nice and firm. Look at the colour there on the crust. Good job, Jafu. So Claire, would you mind doing the honours? And then, yeah, cut it into 4. Lovely job. Perfect. You feel how crispy that is all the way through to the centre. That's when you, yeah, please. That's it. Lovely. Oh, I mean, I can smell the fresh bread smell, the peppers, the basil. I'm just getting the last bit there, just be careful. That's it. Lovely. There we go. Look at that cheese as it comes away there. Amazing. Lovely. You happy with that?
Yes.
The first pizza you've ever made?
Yeah.
What would you think? How difficult was that?
Well, harder than it looks.
Yeah, it's hard work, the actual the movement and everything, but yeah, that'll be worth it now. So we'll let that cool down for a second, then give it the taste test.
Yeah.
So there we go, the pizzas are done. As you can see, we're already enjoying them. We've got that nice golden crust, it's nice and crispy all the way through to the centre. Absolutely lovely. And the cost of that is minimal. I'll work it out and post it on it, but I guarantee it's under, in the sort of £1.50 per pizza range, just from the raw ingredients. So, way cheaper than Domino's, Pizza Express, whatever. And it's nice, healthy, fresh ingredients. So give that a try. What do you think, Claire? You want to give it a try? Yeah, go on then. Delicious?
Really
Lovely.
nice.
And how is your pizza?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. You should be very, very proud of what you just done there. I had an embarrassing moment. My pizza collapsed when I tried to put it in there. There's photo evidence, unfortunately, that will come back to bite me. So well done.